Second-hand goods input claims are a very specific part around the GST legislation. The idea behind it is that when you buy a second-hand good, you should be entitled to claim back GST on that. And that's because you're taking something from outside the GST net and bringing it back into the GST net. There is a limitation around it, and that limitation is the lesser of market value or the lesser of cost, and that comes back to associated parties. So if we use two examples, let's take a vehicle for example. So back when you buy the vehicle originally, you might buy the vehicle for 60,000 plus GST, which is 69 grand. That would give you $9,000 of GST. And the first person who bought that vehicle would pay that $69,000 and the car dealership would return $9,000 to the IRD. And let's say, for example, I bought that car brand new to use in my business. I would get a $9,000 claim back against my GST from buying that vehicle originally. 3 years later, I sell it for $46,000, which is another $6,000 of GST. Now, I'd have to return that GST to the IRD because I've sold that asset. But let's say, for example, I sold it to Joe Bloggs, and that Joe's not GST registered. The IRD would get the $6,000 back, but Joe wouldn't claim it back. Now, along I come and I want to buy it for my business. I pay Joe $23,000 to buy this car. Joe's not GST registered, I am. I can claim a second-hand goods input claim. So now I've got a $3,000 claim back from the IRD. Now overall, the IRD's received $9,000 for it when it was sold by the dealer. I returned $6,000, so there's a $3,000 loss potentially over that time period. I've now claimed $3,000 back for it, so overall the IRD has paid $6 grand out on $9,000 they got in. That's why GST is a consumption tax. Generally, it's been consumed as we've gone through. Now, the limitation to this is, let's say, for example, I bought the vehicle, I'm Joe, at $46,000. I never claimed the $6,000 back at the time because I wasn't in business and I wasn't GST registered. I now decide to bring the car into the GST net because I'm starting my own business and it's valued at $23,000. Can I claim back the $6 grand GST? No, because it's limited to the lesser of market or cost. While the GST on the cost was $6, the market GST is the $3. So it isn't claiming back at the $6, even though I paid $6,000 GST when I bought the car, because the market value at the time I come into the GST net is only $3,000 of GST back. Second-hand goods input claims have some very specific rules around them. So it's important when you're looking at making that claim, you need to talk to us or your accountants. The reason for that is because if you get it wrong, there's a careless penalty that can be imposed of 20%. And you don't want to be not getting your refund and paying the penalty at the same time.